If you grew up with an emotionally immature mother, you might be incredibly emotionally intelligent, but at the same time not know who you are. You might read people in like 3 seconds, or sense a mood shift before anyone even says anything, or walk into a room and immediately know who's upset, who's uncomfortable, who needs reassurance. And most people call it empathy. Like they say, you're so intuitive, you're so mature for your age. But there's a probability that when you were a child, you became the emotional digestive system in the household, processing your mother's or father's feelings that they couldn't process. So you've been holding feelings of your mother or father, and you've been their container. And the cost of being a container is that when you spend your childhood holding everyone else, no one is holding you. You grow up sensing everyone, but not sensing yourself. You grow up caring for everyone, but feeling empty. You grow up being the strong one, and then you don't know what you want, what you feel, who you are, or why you feel guilty when you finally can rest. If this resonates with you, stay with me, because I'm going to name the mechanism that creates this pattern. So first of all, it's projective identification, then it's role reversal, self-alienation, and I'll show you exactly what healing can look like. What emotionally immature mother actually means. First of all, emotionally immature doesn't mean your mother did not love you. Many emotionally mature mothers are loving, devoted. They might cook well, provide, they worry about you constantly. They say, I did everything for you, and they really feel it. So emotional maturity means something very specific. She's able to regulate her emotional world. So her emotions are not managed by other people. So for example, venting mother, she talks to you like you're her equal or her therapist. She tells you adult information way too early. She doesn't notice that your nervous system can't handle it. For example, imagine you're 9, you're eating cereal. Your mother sits down and starts saying, your father's impossible. I don't know what to do. I feel trapped. I wasted my life. And you freeze. Because, what is a child supposed to do with that? So you say something like, oh, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe he didn't mean it. And your mother exhales like she can finally breathe. And your brain learns a rule. My job is to make her okay. Another example, the collapse mother. So under stress, she shuts down, cries, and you become the stabilizer. Like something small happens, a bill, like a phone call, some conflict, your mother goes, I can't do this. I can't handle anything. And suddenly, you're the adult. You bring her water, calm her, you translate, you give her phone. And so people later say, oh my God, you're so mature for your age. But inside you learned that if she falls apart, you disappear. So you must hold her together. Then there's reactive mom. If you express sadness or anger, she gets offended, anxious, or makes it all about her. Like you say, Mom, you hurt my feelings. And her response is, oh, so I'm a terrible mother? After everything I do for you, you're ungrateful. You know, sounds familiar? Immediately you backtrack, no, I didn't mean it, it's fine. So what did you just learn in that situation? That your emotions are dangerous because they destabilize her. So you start raising yourself. So the daughter becomes the psychological container, something that holds what someone else cannot hold. So when the mother cannot hold her anxiety, her rage, shame, she unconsciously moves it into the daughter. For example, you become the family sort of like weather report. Like you can hear your mother's footsteps from another room. The sound of the cabinet closing tells you what mood she's in. You feel your stomach tighten before you even see her face. So you adjust your tone, you become extra helpful, you don't ask for anything, you try to be easy. Your nervous system learns that you need to predict, you must manage her and prevent her. Then you become the emotional sponge. Your mother is anxious and she denies it. She says, I'm fine. But you feel it in the air. You feel it in your chest. And you start performing, being good, pleasing her. You do not need words to understand her distress. You become trained to absorb it. then you can become her relief valve. Like your mother is angry at life, or at your father, or at work, or at herself, but she cannot metabolize it. So she releases it at you in small moments, like sharp tone, some sarcastic comments, she criticizes you, and you take it in and you wonder, oh my God, like what did I do wrong? So the daughter becomes the place where unprocessed emotion lands, which has nothing to do with you. Then there's projective identification. It's not that she simply projects things onto you. It's a process where she evokes a role in you and you unconsciously step into that role. So for example, mother feels helpless and you become competent. Like your mother says, I can't, I don't know how, it's too much. So you immediately become the fixer, even if you are 9 or 10 years old. Later in life, it's super difficult for you to relax because you associate calm with danger. Because when you were calm, someone else was falling apart. Or your mother feels shame and she makes you carry it. For example, she feels insecure, but she can't say, I feel insecure. So instead, she criticizes your appearance, your choices, your body, or your friends. And you start feeling shame without even knowing why. You feel like wrong as a whole person. That's projective identification. You carry what you can't hold. Then your mother feels rage and you become the problem. Like she's furious, but she needs it to be justified somehow. So suddenly you are disrespectful, ungrateful, difficult, etc. You start apologizing for your existence and you become hyper responsible. And your mother feels relief. See, I'm not angry for no reason. It's her. It's containment failure, because in healthy development, the child brings emotion to the parent and the parent contains it. The parent says, I see you, I can hold this, it makes sense, and it will eventually pass. So the child learns that their emotions are survivable, it's okay to be angry or sad. When mother is emotionally immature, she can't contain. When you cry, she panics or she dismisses you. Like, let's say you cry and she says, stop it, don't cry, what's wrong with you? You're way too sensitive. You learn that sadness is not acceptable. Or you get angry and she retaliates. For example, you get mad, you say it's not fair, so she responds with, how dare you speak to me like that? Your anger becomes unsafe. You need comfort and then she needs comfort at the same time. You're upset and she suddenly says, I can't handle this right now. You're killing me. I feel like a bad mother. You end up comforting her. That's containment failure leading into role reversal. When you grow up like that, you often look incredibly functional, but internally you are disconnected. You confuse empathy with identity. In relationships, you don't ask, what do I want? You ask, what do they need? And you think that that's love, but it's not. It's the old job you've been doing, stabilizing the other person. Then you feel guilty when resting. You sit down and your body gets anxious. Not because something is wrong, but because rest feels like as if you are not doing what you're supposed to do. You're abandoning your role, and your nervous system basically says, if I'm not monitoring, something bad will happen. And then you attract emotionally immature partners. You meet someone who is chaotic, needy, or dysregulated, and you recognize it as home, and you become the stabilizer again. Relationship feels intense, but intensity is you doing emotional labor for two people. Then sometimes you don't feel anger until you explode. Like you're patient, you're understanding, you're tolerate way too much, and then one day you snap and you're shocked at yourself. You're like, oh my God, because anger was dissociated for years. It had nowhere to go. No one contained it for you. And then aggression and desire get shut down. It's important to understand aggression is not violence. It's healthy life force. It's your ability to say no, stop. I want this, I don't want that. But for the container daughter, aggression threatens the mother's stability and desire threatens mother's control. For example, you get excited about moving away or starting a new relationship, or you blossom at your career and your mother becomes cold or anxious. She may say, so you're leaving me. You don't need your family anymore. and your joy becomes your guilt. Eventually, you'll learn to not want things too much because wanting threatens your bond with your mother. How do we heal from that? And of course, we must understand that it doesn't make any sense to blame our parents. Healing begins when you start working on yourself. We cannot change them. You need to practice saying to yourself, this feeling belongs to them. I can care without carrying their emotions. I do not need to digest that. If someone is upset, your body rushes to fix them. Pause, put one hand on your chest, another hand on your belly, take a breath, ask, is this mine? If not, I can be present without absorbing. Learn containment for yourself. Create a new internal parent voice. I can hold my feelings. My feelings don't end relationships. I can survive discomfort. Then reconnect to your desire step by step. Like ask yourself every day, what food do I actually want? What music do I like? What do I want to do today or this weekend? Your identity returns through your desire. So if you were raised as this emotional container, you were trained to be the nervous system of everyone else but yourself. But you were never meant to be your mother's emotional organ. You were meant to be yourself. And the moment you stop caring what was never yours, you start meeting the person you were before that role. If this resonated, make a comment container. And if you want, I'll make a follow-up video on how to stop absorbing other people's emotions without becoming cold. Take care.